1, 2. Oh, it's working. Champion. Can you hear everything through there?
Yeah.
And can you test on the YouTube? Make sure it's working on the YouTube. Here it comes. Right then. I should stop broadcasting virtually straight away.
1, 2.
Oh, hang on. Right, that's great. Super duper.
Can you hear everything through there?
Hold on.
And can you test on the YouTube? Make sure it's working on the YouTube.
That's good, but I can hear myself.
Here it comes.
Hang on. I don't want to hear myself. Hang on.
I should stop broadcasting virtually straight away.
You don't want to hear yourself.
Ah,
1, 2.
Oh, that's better. That's better. No, that's all it was. Right then, I think I sorted that out. Are we ready then? Are we ready?
Yeah.
Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Yes? Jolly good. Hello, this is Alex the DJ Flaggy Bag. Welcome to another week of Friday Night Owls. We will be with you tonight until 12 o'clock tonight. We are trying to raise money for Cash for Kids. It's normally done by Metro Radio and Tees FM. Tonight, we are going to be going around to try and raise as much money as we can. We want to raise, how much do we want to raise?
£100.
We want to raise 100 quid. A modest...
Actually, no, because you've got
What?
about 25 already, haven't you?
Have we got 25?
Yeah. Alex, can you turn the jokes off in the background?
Oh, no, can't. Hang on. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Yeah, I can. Hang on. That's better. Sorry about that. Yeah, we'd forgotten to switch that over from the jokes, hadn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, never
That's all I
mind.
can hear.
Okay. Yeah.
We're talking at once.
Shell has been our producer tonight. She has got the earphones on and she's listening to the show through our earphones, trying to make sure that you can hear us as well. We are broadcasting not only on our webpage but also on YouTube, so that you can also hear us on your mobile tablets as well and on your mobile phone. So if you're travelling in your car, you'll be able to plug your phone into the car and listen to us there. Now, I should be coming through on your earphones quite well. Michelle has been working really hard today. She's been trying to get as much information and much material as possible for the show, so we can fill the 2 hours. Now, what we're going to be doing for the next 2 weeks, anyway, we've got this week and we've got next week. Next week's going to be our final Friday night show for a little while, anyway. Isn't it? Next week? Yeah. Because I've got a disco the next week. Yeah, that'll be right. So we'll be doing this week and we'll be doing next week for the Friday Night Owls. The week after that we won't be on, but that will be the weekend before the Great North Run. Of course, the Great North Run I'm doing for Cash for Kids, and that's why we're doing this show as well. We want to try and raise as much money as we can for Cash for Kids. So if you're listening on our webpage, there is also a link there that you can click onto, and you can leave a donation through PayPal if you want to do that. You can leave as little or as much of you like. Don't worry about that. Just to know that you're listening tonight is encouraging. Is enough for us. Hang on. Now Shell's saying that you can still just hear the jokes coming through. Hang on, let me stop them. There we are. Oh dear me, it's modern technology, you know. We've got to try and get it right. If you can't hear it through the normal radio station on your on the web page, just click play on the YouTube on the YouTube window, and you should be able to hear us straight away. So that won't be a problem. You can still hear us. We just won't start until you press play. But we are live, I have to say as well. Yeah. Shell's looking very confused. She's got her earphones on. Looking incredible. What can you hear on the earphones?
I can hear lots of people talking at once, and it's very confusing.
Oh well. Right. I think I know what you can hear then. Let me have a listen. Give it here. Hang on. Oh no, that's working now. That's working. Yeah, everybody can hear we're loud and clear.
Right, now I'm completely crazy.
Yeah. No, don't worry about it. What's probably happened? Just refresh the page. Refresh the page. Yeah.
You're not. You're just.
No.
You're talking.
Yeah, I'm talking in a really strange way.
There's like two of you talking.
Yeah, don't worry about that. That's okay. If you're getting any trouble at home, just refresh the page. If you can't hear us quite well enough, so I'm going to refresh the page that Michelle's listening to now, and she should be able to listen to us quite well now. So that will restart itself, and it will sound completely different. What do you hear now? Oh, and you see, Michelle's telling me that it's perfect. I knew there would be no problem with it, really, because we have the most modern technology that you could possibly use for a radio show. We're actually broadcasting from our dining room. Well, I'm saying it's a dining room. It is a dining room. And it's in our house, Beacon Hill in Cramlington. We were originally going to broadcast from a boat in the North Sea, but we found we couldn't get a good enough internet signal to keep broadcasting, so we had to stop doing that, didn't we?
And Harry got seasick.
And Harry got seasick as well. Anyway, I've got to say to you, the purpose for us doing this show, of course, is to try and raise money for Cash for Kids. Now, Cash for Kids, they raise a lot of money and help underprivileged children in the local area. It's really great charity. I'm going to be doing the Great North Run for it, but also I'm going to be doing the 10-mile Jelly Road Race. Mm-hmm. Now, the 10-mile Jelly Road Race is going to be next Sunday. I'm going to be doing that from Hexham. And that's going to be 10 miles. And then the weekend after that, obviously, is the Great North Run. I'll be doing that also for the for Cash for Kids. So in total, I will be running 23.5 miles to raise money for Cash for Kids. So if you could donate anything towards that, if you could sponsor me through the donate page, and that's is it Just Giving we're using
Just
there?
Giving, yeah.
Yeah. So it's the Just Giving page. There's a link there on the web page. Just click that. It'll take you straight through to the page, and just donate anything that you like. We don't mind how much it is, do we?
No.
No,
Even
no.
50p.
Even well, I don't know if you can donate as low as 50p, but if you can, please donate that. We don't mind. But also, we are on. And if you can get it, if you're on a computer, it'll be a lot easier for you. If you're listening on your phone, you're going to find that difficult. But if you go onto the Night Towls webpage, which is the Plessy Castle Radio Night Towls page, leave your comments there for us. If you want to get involved in the show, you can. Leave your comments on our Plessy Castle Radio Night Owls page, and we'll read out your comments all the way through the night. We'll love to hear what you want to say to us. Give us some encouragement. Give a good shout out to people if you want to say happy birthday to someone. We will read that out for you. But anything you want to say, make a comment on what we're saying as well. We'll read anything out that you'd like to get involved in. All right, then. Have we had anybody say anything yet on the page, Shell?
No.
Nope, not yet. Oh, they're still waiting. If you are there, hang on. There we are. Shell's refreshing the page just to make sure. If you are there, just let us know that you're listening. Just put a little mention on the page there. And what we'll probably do is we'll open up the normal Night Owls page as well, the Alan Robson's Night Owls page, and see if there's people making a comment there. Yeah, it's the Alan Robson's Night Owls. But there's two Alan Robson's Night Owls page. There's one with what did they call that? After the S or before the S?
Yeah.
Something to do with grammar. You've got that one, so we've got that on the other page. You could, if you wanted to, make comments on there. We're going to monitor both pages, so if you do see anything on any of the pages, just let us know. We will read them out, and you can all get involved. As well, if anybody wants to come on the show and have a chat, hey, we can do that as well. We have the technology. The technology isn't quite as good as Metro Radio's technology because they've been around a long time. We have an old microphone we're using to broadcast with. And what we're going to do is, if you want to come and talk on the show, email us your telephone number and we'll give you a call back. We'll plug our mobile phone, which will be switched onto hands-free, into a big amp. And as you're talking, the microphone will pick up what you're saying and everybody will be able to listen to you. listen to us, have a chat. Now we've done this quite a few times before. We have had some listeners, and it's worked really well, hasn't it? Yeah. So we are going to be doing that again tonight. Now then, we want to have as much as banter as possible tonight as well. So you just give us any story that you want. If there's anything that you know that's happening locally that you think families might enjoy over the next few days, over the weekend.
It's a bank holiday weekend.
Because it is a bank holiday weekend, isn't it? Michelle, have you discovered anything that's happening this weekend?
No, because you're doing your bike ride.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm doing the Great North Bike Ride, aren't I? So we won't be doing anything this weekend apart from the Great North Bike Ride, which I'm going to be cycling all the way from Sea Houses down to Tynemouth, which I'll be doing for the Chris Lucas Trust. That is another charity that I'm doing a cycle ride for, and that is going to be. Now you can donate through that as well.
Chris Lucas Trust's on.
Yeah, the Chris Lucas Trust is on Facebook, and you can go through just giving for that as well, and donate what you like for the Chris Lucas Trust. That is a cancer trust for, I believe it's for children,
Chris
isn't it?
Lucas, yeah.
Yeah, but it's for the children, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a cancer charity for children. Yeah. Now then, Cheryl has been doing her research for the past few days, haven't you? Yeah. Hang on. Ah yes, Shell's got up the information for the Chris Lucas Trust. You can find them on Facebook as well, and leave a donation. They will give you I think there will be a link, won't there, to make a donation to the Chris Lucas Trust?
Yes, there will be.
Oh, what are you telling us about now?
Oh no, it just shows you what T-shirt you're going to be winning.
Oh, gives a look.
No, you can.
Oh, I'll have to wait until Sunday. Oh well, that's all right then. Yeah, I mean we've got loads of information for tonight as well. Michelle does work incredibly hard in trying to prepare some information for us all to chat about on the program for tonight. Michelle,
what?
Have we got anyone who has left us a message on the Night Owls page? Yeah.
Hang on.
Go on the links. My computer is incredibly slow. I mean, the thing is, our computer is bound to go slow because we're broadcasting we're broadcasting both on YouTube and we're broadcasting through Soundcast as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nobody's left anything. No.
No, that's all right then. Now then, what you typing in there, Shell?
I'm going to try and give everybody the link for the Chris Lucas Trust.
All right then, that's okay then. But tonight we are raising money for Cash for Kids. Cash for Kids.
And you can also, I mean, if you can't donate to us, any spare clothes you've got, you can take them to some shops. It's like some little booths outside shops that they raise the money for Cash for Kids as well.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wait.
For every, I don't know what it is, for every kilogram or something, you get about 40p, and they get some money as well.
So you can get money for this as well?
But you get money, and Cash for Kids get money as well.
So it's only certain ones, is it?
It is.
Which ones do that? Do you know of any in the local area that'll do that for you?
I know Enviro Clothes used to.
Did they?
But it'll be on the Cash for Kids website, I would imagine.
Oh, right.
Or you could Google it.
Google it. It'll be on there.
Google it.
I imagine. I don't know. Find out for yourself. So tell us. so right. Okay. So what do? You this is what if you've got old clothes.
Yeah.
So let's say your granny's died, right? Your granny's died, and you've got loads of clothes. You could take them down to these booths outside the shopping centre.
It always has a Cash for Kids logo on it, so you know.
Right. So if there's a Cash for Kids logo on it, you know that part of the money that you get.
Yeah.
Or whatever, they're going to donate to Cash for Kids.
Yes.
So what happens? You take your clothes in. What do they do?
The weight, depending on the weight, depends on how much money you get and how much Cash for Kids get. And the clothes themselves go off to a foreign country to go to some poor people.
So hang on. You take your clothes in, they weight.
Yes.
And they decide, let's say you get a tenner. They say, oh, we're going to give you a tenner for that clothes. But we'll give a percentage of that tenner to Cash for Kids, and you get the rest.
Yes.
Is that right? So let's say £4 could go to Cash for Kids, and you get 6 or whatever like that. So I mean, you would benefit from that, and also Cash for Kids benefits from that, so it's worth doing, isn't it?
Yes.
I prefer it that way. Actually, we've taken quite a few clothes to these places, haven't we? You
Yeah.
can make quite a bit of money for yourself if you've got clothes that you would normally hire away. Now, I mean, like, don't get us wrong. There's people hire clothes out all the time, and if you go to these charity shops, what's the quality of the clothes like in charity shops?
Pretty rubbish.
And they're diabolical.
Some are okay. It just all depends.
No, charity shop clothes are diabolical, and I'll tell you, especially for men.
Yeah.
Men's clothes in charity shops are stinking, and they're always. They just seem like they've got no life in them. They feel like they've been worn for years, and but they are stinking.
Yeah.
Now, I've been in a lot of charity shops. Newcastle, there's a street full of charity shops. Whitley Bay is charity shop city.
Oh, I went there today. That's all you could see.
You've
There's
been
loads of new ones popped up.
in Whitley. There's more charity shops. Do you live in Whitley Bay? Have you seen the amount of charity shops in there? Can you remember when Whitley Bay used to be a seaside resort? It's not a seaside resort anymore, in my opinion, anyway.
Actually, it was very good today.
Was it?
It was like it used to be.
Oh, couldn't have been like it used to be. What was the fortune tellers there and stuff?
No.
Well, if there wasn't like
There was some people in string vests, some lads in string vests.
Really?
It was just rotten.
Where?
Walking along the prom.
It wasn't even the right weather.
I know.
Oh, well, I suppose they're getting in there. Oh, goodness me. No, Whitley Bay is just so naff. I mean, don't get us wrong. I think it could be nice. But then they've spent a lot of money on Whitley Bay. But look what they did. They knocked down the Spanish City, which was a great seaside resort with rides for the kids and things. And to make sure that nobody would ever put another fairground there, they built a school on top of it. Why did they do that? Why? Why would anybody want to do that to Whitley Bay?
I know. Alison says hi to everybody.
Hello, Alison.
From a chilly South Shields.
Oh yes, no, it's
It is cool tonight.
Who is it? Alison who? Let's have a look. Alison Irvin. Hello, Alison. Oh, you are eating, you know, South Shields. They've got an excellent fun fair.
That's a proper seaside resort.
Yeah, no, Alison Irvin will be able to tell all about the South Shields resort. And I'll tell you something else as well, what South Shields has got. They have got a brand new swimming pool.
That is brilliant.
It is a fantastic. How do we know that it's a brilliant swimming pool?
Because we went swimming, didn't we, Harrison?
Yep. We went swimming there just this past week.
Yep.
Now, the great thing about that is, in fact, we have got Harrison Benedict Parker with me here. Hello, Harrison.
Hello.
So, Harrison, what happened this week? Tell me about the swimming pool up at South Shields.
He's too busy eating sweets.
What are you eating? Harrison Benedict Parker said he wanted to be on the show tonight, and he's just sitting there eating sweets. But anyway, I'll tell you what happened anyway. We decided to go to the South Shields swimming pool, and we got there. And they've got a proper kind of Olympic swimming pool bit, which you can swim up and down like you would expect to be able to do at a swimming pool. But also, they've got a part for kids, and it's got two big tubey slides that you can go down.
Yes.
Now, I love going down tubey slides, and you can pick up quite a bit of speed going down them. But Shell, she's a little bit nervous doing these things, aren't you?
I hate water.
And so Shell had to build up a bit of courage to do it. But what were they like?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Aye.
Don't mind like water in your face and up your nose and everywhere.
Oh yeah, because you do pick up a little bit of speed, don't you? I mean, you've got one is kind of open. So as you go down, it does open up around the sides, and you can see the ceiling and whatnot.
And you go upside down and everything.
Yeah, but the other one, the dark one, I like the dark one better because you're just completely enclosed, and you feel like you're picking up that much speed. It's brilliant, but it wasn't that expensive to go to it.
No.
So that's at South Shields, and it's just next to the park and the in the fun fair, isn't it? In fact, I'll tell you where it is. It's just opposite the theatre there, the little theatre that they've got.
Yeah.
That's an absolute. So if you want to do something this weekend, that's a brilliant one. Harrison Benedict Parker has just shown me his Love Heart sweets. What's that, sweetheart? What does it say? It says funny face. Thanks very much. That's good. Good lad. So South Shields, fantastic place, and the fun fair is really good as well. That's how Whitley Bay used to be. It used to have a fun fair like the one at South Shields. Why did they get rid of it? We don't know. No, no idea.
That'll be the council for some reason.
The council in Whitley Bay are rubbish. absolutely terrible. I mean, it used to be a massive seaside result. The fact that South Shields is doing so well testifies to the fact that Whitley Bay has a naff council. I'll tell you something else about South Shields as well. They know how to entertain people.
The brilliant for the kids during the holidays.
Yeah. Because they have bands on there, and they have a lot of free shows as well. Now, and also there's so much to see around there as well. You can go over to the Marsden Grotto and have a cup of tea in a cave. I like that.
So do I.
Yeah. So what we got up here? Cash for Kids.
Yep.
Yeah. Now what's this we got up here?
It's the Cash for Kids official website. So.
Okay. Okay.
I was just having a look to see about where it closed. Thanks.
Yeah. So we need the link up to donate on our Just Forgiven page.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what we need, because we need to see how much we've made.
Yeah.
And we could even have a look on there right now to see how much we've made. So what I'm going to do is refresh this page. And you never know, we might have had another donation so far. We've so far made £20, haven't we? We made £20 last week.
Yeah.
Now, £20, that's good. That's 20% of what we want to make, because we only want to make £100. Yeah, which is good. Yeah, so you're calling up our...
I am calling up yours.
Our site. Now, if you want to donate to our Just Giving site for Cash for Kids, it's justgiving, all one word, .com/Alex. In fact, no, I'll tell you what, we're going to put a link on it. You've got the wrong one on!
No, I'm trying to find it.
Yeah. Now you can get the link through. You can get the link through the Night Owls page, our Night Owls page, I should say. So what you do is, so just go straight to the Night Owls, to our Night Owls page, the Plessy Castle Night Owls page, and you'll get a link straight through.
It's all this modern technology, man.
It is, but also if you're listening to us, you're going to be on our web page, and there's a link straight through to it there. So if you want to make a donation, please do just go straight through to that, and we'll put that on. We'll tell you how much that we've made. So that's fantastic. We are going to be doing some music as well. I've got some local music. I've got some music I'm going to play by this chappie called Geordie Wilson.
Ooh.
Aye, and he is a local bloke, and you can find him on YouTube. He does some really great local music, so we're going to play some of his traditional stuff, and you might recognise it as well. But if you can go onto YouTube, you can also like his page. He does some fantastic music. He really does. Botox injections, Michelle. Botox injections could provide an effective new treatment for stomach cancer, research has shown. It slows tumour growth by blocking nerve signals that stimulate cancer stem cells. Botox. Aye. Now, I don't know about you. I mean, it's great that they've found that it can, slow down the growth of cancer. But have you seen people who use Botox? Because, I mean, why do they take Botox? What is the point in that? They want to look younger, don't they? They do, yeah. They want to...
Yeah, but the faces can't move or anything, though.
No, I mean, they lose all expression.
Yeah.
Now, one of the great things about being young is, what makes you look younger? I think a smile. A smile makes you look younger. These people who have had Botox injections don't look younger. They look like they're in a morgue and they've been done up by the mortician to look presentable to the mourners. They look shocking. Now, have you had Botox? Did you just give it a try? Because I know it wears off after a while, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, have you had Botox? What effect did it have on you? Now, remember that lass on the television? She used to be quite bunny, and she was on that thing.
She had massive lips.
She had massive lips, didn't she?
Yeah.
She had the injection. Something went wrong, and she just, my God, her lips went just so massively swollen.
Yep.
They look ridiculous. This is the kind of thing that people are doing themselves. But you've also got that woman, the Jewish comedian, Joan Rivers. Now she has loads of plastic surgery, but then she goes and gets Botox, which relaxes all her facial features. Now remember, I was watching her do a comedy routine, and usually she's really funny.
Yeah.
But part of the reason why she's really funny is her facial expressions as she's talking to you. But of course, the Botox had switched all of her facial expressions off.
Yeah.
How can it then?
Because it kills the nerve cells.
Yeah, kills the nerve cells. Anyway, it says here that we found blocking the nerve signals makes the cancer cells more vulnerable. It removes one of the key factors that regulate their growth. Botox prevents nerve cells releasing a neurotransmitter. The neurotransmitter is also known to stimulate cell division, hence the link to cancer. So there you are. But how come they don't find these things out earlier?
I don't know.
It's like Viagra, for example. Now, we know what Viagra does, but apparently it does that by widening the blood vessels in the old man. So they also discovered it has beneficial effects on the heart.
Yeah.
So people who've got a heart problem are helped by that. So there we are. Yeah. So what do you think about that anyway? Botox injections were less toxic than most standard cancer treatments, caused hardly any side effects, and were relatively cheap, said the scientists. They need to do more tests on it, though. I mean, okay, they're less toxic than radiotherapy. What do they call it? Not radiotherapy. Chemotherapy. Well, there's no doubt about that. But come on, they've got to do more tests on it.
Yeah.
Other solid tumours, such as prostate cancer, may have their growth stimulated by similar nerve signals, say the scientists. But it says at the end of it, more research is needed. Isn't that good? It just feels... Anyway, if you're in any doubt, get some Botox. There we are. Fringe acts on at Plaza. What's that?
At Whitley Bay this weekend, some of the acts that were at the Edinburgh Fringe are going to come.
Are they?
They do free shows.
They're going to do free shows?
Free shows on the bank holiday Monday.
Yeah, really? I'll tell you what, we'll read that out. Street entertainers fresh from the Edinburgh Fringe Festival will be performing at the new Spanish City Plaza at Whitley Bay next week. What is the new Spanish City Plaza?
It doesn't look any different today.
Does it
It
not?
still looks dirty and disgusting.
Well, what is it? What is the Spanish City Plaza?
I haven't a clue. They've done the promenade up. It's got nice pretty flags on.
Unless that's what they mean. Unless
Must be
that's
the
the plaza.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, right. Oh, well, we can be impressed by that when
But
it
I
happens.
wasn't impressed by anything.
Yeah. When's that happening? Is that tomorrow?
And you still can't park anywhere. You have to pay everywhere.
Hang on, the Fringe Festival isn't over yet, is it? In Edinburgh? I'm sure it's still on.
It'll probably be tomorrow.
What?
It's normally the end of August when it finishes.
It's not going to be the end of August for another week, though, is it?
No, but it's normally because Scotland, the kids go back to school before us as well.
Yeah?
So everything finishes early.
Oh, right, so
Because
go back and forth.
the Fringe finishes and then it's that thing at Edinburgh Castle.
The tattoo?
Yeah.
All right, so some of the acts have come back over here. Anyway, it says international buskers will showcase their weird and wonderful talents with daily shows at 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. between this Monday and Monday 25th of August. The event also includes acts from Australia, Ghana and the USA. 3 p.m. Hang on, it's between
1 and 3.
1 and 3, so that's 2 hours.
It's a bit naff.
2 hours? That's hardly what you would call a massive showcase. And it seems to have a lot of people...
20 minutes each, probably. And then a 10-minute break in between each one.
Oh, look,
If somebody
When's
goes,
that
let
on?
me know what it's like.
yeah, let me know, and we'll tell people. Do you know what? It's probably going to be brilliant. I've got no doubt it's probably good. People will get
Well, the
there.
Fringe is good.
It
Go
is.
to the Fringe.
But if they're going to do something between 1 and 3, they need to have other things that are going on as well. I mean, what I want to see is stalls. I want to see things to do. Let's
Well,
check it
I
out.
thought the fair would have been there because it should be during the holidays.
Yeah.
But there wasn't.
Was the Spanish City not there?
Nope.
Oh dear me. I mean, I went off Edinburgh Fringe Festival, several years ago. Can you remember we went there and there was just a really bad-tempered entertainer?
Who wanted all your money?
Yeah, he wanted all the money, and it was about 2008 or 2009 that we went. It was 2009. I'm sure it was 2009. We went up to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and there was a chap. And to be fair, he was rubbish. All he did was walk around on a pair of ladders. That was his talent. He could stand on ladders and walk around on them. And he stood there before he started walking around on ladders. He says, "Oh yes, I'm an Australian, and I've been to Circus University, and I was there for 3 years and got a degree in Circus University Entertainment. And please watch my show, and if you've enjoyed it, please put a £5 in me hat. I think a £5 isn't too much to ask. I've flown all the way from Australia. Please give me a £5. But if you can't afford a £5, just say you've enjoyed the show and tell me how good you think it was. Now, I have to say to you,
Yep.
a £5 on out. Give me at least a £5 on out. You're already like kind of alienating your audience because a lot of people can't even afford a £5. Let's say if you've got 50 people watching you and they all give you a £1, you've got 50 quid.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was this young lassie at the end of the show. She walked over to him, and goodness knows, her mum might have put a £5 in his hat. But she had a handful of coins, and it was her turn. It was her moment to put some money in his hat. So she'd given the moment given the little lassie some coppers, and she dropped the coppers into his hat. And instead of saying thank you, instead he put his hand into his hat, he pulled the coins out, and then he threw them on the floor and went, "I can't do anything with that." What a bad-tempered bloke. And there was quite a few of them there who just weren't making the money that they were expecting. They expected to come to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival and make thousands of money, thousands of pounds from the people who were watching. You just can't do that.
No.
If you're going to be an entertainer at the Edinburgh Fringe, be there to get the experience, because you're not going to make a fortune.
Yeah.
Especially if your only talent you've got after 3 years at Circus University in Australia is to walk around on a pair of ladders, right? I dare say after a couple of minutes practice, I could do that.
Yeah.
A mysterious object on Mars that looks like an alien thigh bone is getting alien hunters and conspiracy theorists excited. So hang on. They found something that looks like a thigh bone. It says an alien thigh bone.
It does. It does. I'll see if I can get the picture up.
Okay, Michelle's going to try and get the picture up with this alien thigh bone that they found on Mars. Was this one of the robots they've got on Mars? I'm assuming it will be, because there's nobody else there. So on August 14th, eagle-eyed people at alien conspiracy site UFOblogger.com saw this image of what looks like a thigh bone lying on the dusty surface. Oh, for goodness sake, man. So they've obviously...
there's been a few lately, though. Some people have spotted little aliens as well. Have you not seen those images?
Little aliens, what?
Little people walking around Mars.
On Mars?
Or the moon. Or one of the planets, I can't remember.
Oh.
I don't take any notice because it's a bit...
Well, these are genuine pictures, are they?
Satellite images.
So hang on.
But I think you can do anything with a computer, man.
Well, yeah, but I mean, satellite images are taken from quite a distance, aren't they? Can they really say that they're looking at little people or little rocks?
It looks like a person.
Well, look at the time when they had where they took photographs of the Mars' surface from a satellite, and it says, "Wow, we found a massive sculpture of a face," and everybody was like, "My goodness me, it's definitely something like the Egyptians. This face looking upwards into the sky. It looks like Northumberlandia they've built there." And it turned out that it was just some mountains, and it was just the way the sun was shining on them at the time. But everybody was like, "Oh yes." But the thing is, if you're looking at something from a satellite, goodness gracious me, you can't just jump to conclusions. Anyway, Planet Watchers say they have seen bones resembling a cat, an iguana, and dinosaurs in the last couple of years. Right? Okay. I mean, apart from anything else, right? I have to say, what would a cat, an iguana, and a dinosaur be doing on the planet Mars?
Well, you don't know if it was a nice planet before.
Even if it was, why would those particular creatures evolve? It's a completely different planet to ours. It's, for a start, it's only got something like half our gravity. They wouldn't evolve in the same way we do. They would adapt to its environment. But to say that they found something resembling a cat, they probably wouldn't even be the same size. Oh, goodness me. I despair. Let's not forget. Let's not go too much into the science of things. There has also been sightings of a mysterious light and something that resembles a toy boat. What?
I know.
So hang on. Now we're really getting daft, aren't we?
It's a boat. That is
right.
what I mean.
It's something that right. Sightings of a mysterious light Okay, which could be a reflection of ice, because there's loads of ice on Mars. So, but it's mysterious. It's a mysterious light, and something that resembles a toy boat. Well, obviously it's not a toy boat, is it? And why would there be a toy boat on Mars?
Maybe the dinosaur played with it.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe the dinosaur and the toy boat are all characters from Toy Story. Anyway, Curiosity has been on Mars since August 6, 2012. After an 8-month journey to reach the planet. 8 months to get there. Fantastic, though, that we're able to do that. Are you going to plug a picture of these? What image is it that you're going to put on the page? Here it is. Oh no, that's a link to our site. That's not it. Shell's going to try and get a link to this picture. What is the picture? Is it the one that looks like the alien thigh bone, or the one that looks like the people?
Alien thigh bone.
Oh, here it is. Shell's found it. If you just put a link to the
I know.
yeah, just link the page.
I'm no good at linking.
Paste that on there. Oh, there we go. Well, you've done well. So Shell is now doing that. Okay. So Shell is now posting the image of the alien thigh bone on Mars. Let's have a look. And this was the Daily Mirror that published this story. Well, Daily Mirror, quite a reputable paper almost. Where's it gone?
Underneath your top one.
Okay, so here it is. Let's have a look at this picture properly. You know what? It does look like a thigh bone.
It does look like a bone.
Yeah, do you know what else it looks like?
What?
A piece of rock.
I thought Mars was red.
Mars is red.
That doesn't look red.
It's got a reddy tint, don't forget.
It looks like a beach.
But it does look like a reddy beach. But don't forget, well, that is red. It's got a reddy tinge. It's got a reddy hue. Thing is, from a distance, you know, the red colour is all going to come into one. But it's definitely red. Yeah. If this planet was covered in sand, let's say it was just one big sandy planet, it would probably look more red than it does blue. Probably. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, so that's interesting. So have a look at that, Night Owls. Have a look. Tell us what you think. Do you think that's a thigh bone, or do you just think it's a piece of rock? It could be a thigh bone.
Could be a thigh bone. You never know.
Do you know what? I mean, like I think they were saying that Mars. It's only been 2 billion years since Mars had water and had a good atmosphere to it. So 2 billion years ago, you wouldn't be able to see it anymore, would you? Wouldn't? No. I mean, if you were to go 2 billion years into Earth's past, you wouldn't really find. You wouldn't find any life. You wouldn't. There would be no life on Earth. 2 billion years ago, the Earth was still forming. So I think it's highly unlikely that you're going to have life be able to evolve on Mars.
But it could be a dinosaur bone.
Yeah, it could be. Well, yeah, but why would a dinosaur be on Mars?
Why wouldn't it?
Well, you mean like they would evolve on Mars without... Nah, it's just daft. That's daft. That's a rock. Completely rock. Anyway, a man mistakenly given a vasectomy after going into hospital for a minor operation has been told the error cannot be reversed.
Poor bloke.
Poor bloke. I thought they could reverse a vasectomy.
They can.
I thought they could.
I know my cousin had one, and then he got his, and then he had 3 more kids.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, did he? Don't tell us which one.
I'm not going now because I'm...
Oh, you've just crashed. Shell's computer's just crashed. It's going to refresh that page. How did that happen?
I'm going to bring my computer in and not yours.
Yeah, Google Chrome. Because we've got too much rubbish on it. There we go, it's back on. Don't forget, leave us some messages if you're listening as well.
Nell's back.
Oh, hello, Nell. Yeah, we're back on Nell's comments there. There we go. Yeah, oh yeah, I agree with Nell there. Nell says, I'd love it if it was a dinosaur bone or something like that. I would as well. I'd be really excited if it was a proper bone. I think it looks like one. There's no doubt it looks like some kind of thigh bone. But in saying that, it's probably a rock. I mean, if we had to walk...
I think you would have to see the full image, wouldn't you?
You would.
All the image around it.
If we saw other things around it that look like bones, then you could probably say, oh yeah, that's what it is. But that I mean, if you were to walk around the Earth and look at different rocks, you could probably find a rock that looked like something that it's not.
You get trees that look like people. The faces
You do.
in the trees.
You do. Yeah, that's true. Faces that, yeah, trees that look like people. But on Mars, there's that many. The place is covered in rocks, isn't it? Yeah, so, hang on, we've got another one. There's a comment from Alison.
Yeah, it does actually.
What's that?
She says it looks like an elephant's trunk.
Oh, right. Let's have a look.
Ah,
Let's
it
just bring that
does.
down. I can't read that comment.
Oh, I see, I'm psychic.
All right, looks like an, yeah. There we go. So Alison Irvin says it looks like an elephant's trunk. It does, actually. If you look at it like that, it does. So they may have found an elephant's trunk on Mars. Oh, dear. So here we are. The surgeon who performed the blundering operation has been sacked. This is the chap who had the vasectomy. The victim will not be able to have children naturally, although he could try to become a father using IVF techniques. So there we are. Well, that's a shame. So there we go. IVF techniques for him. Get there. Splendid. So we're keeping an eye on the pages. Keep visiting on the pages. Keep leaving messages as well. We're reading it all night as well. Oh, just get that. Do you know what? I can't work this computer. Do you know what? I'm going to put it on my computer instead. That's better. So what I'm doing is just going straight onto my computer to see a lot of the comments as well. There we've got a comment from Nell there. Nell Baxter. He says, "Hey folks, hope you're well." Yes, we are, Nell. Nell is a regular visitor to the show as well. Always gives her good support, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah, every time that we're on. Now here we are, Michelle. Two grannies who love hunting out bargains from their mobility scooters have been told to stay out of a shopping centre. Why is that?
Because they've been nicking stuff.
Oh, goodness me.
But they said it was an accident.
Oh yeah, an accident.
Yeah, they didn't mean to, and they took it back the next day to pay for it.
All right. Well, nicknamed the Silver Lady and the Scarlet Woman, they were told by a staff member at the centre that they were a nuisance to others, on their scooters.
I can, yeah.
Yeah.
Old women are like on mobility scooters, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Because they go really fast, don't they? Some of them.
Yeah. Well, the problem is people in mobility scooters. Most of them are okay, but a lot of them as well just don't care about who they knock into.
Mm-hmm.
And they will go fast, and I think they assume, some of them, that because they're going fast, people will just naturally jump out of the way. But the problem there is that if they're going that fast, you might not necessarily see them.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a woman in Cramlington who, my goodness, what's she like?
You have to dive out of her way.
You absolutely have to dive out of her way.
Pull the kids out the way and everything. Yeah.
Well, there's been a few times she's just narrowly missed the kids when she's driven along. It's been really difficult. But there was one day she drove into the council offices of Cramlington, and she drove straight in as fast as she could, and she just drove and hit the foyer, didn't she? Mm-hmm. She hit the foyer at full pelt, and she had said whatever she had to say, and I could see what was going to happen, because one of the bairns was playing on the table. They had little games for them to play on to keep them occupied while the parents try to sort out whatever it is they need to sort out with the people there. And she just reversed the scooter without even looking, and she reversed it full pelt. She had it on full speed, didn't she? Mm-hmm. And I just pulled the bairn out the way in time before she hit that table. And she hit the table. She didn't even look behind her to see what had happened, and just went straight forward as well. And she nearly broke through the automatic glass door, didn't she? But wow, what a menace! But there was one day, you know, here we were, because it was a snowy day. It was a few years ago, wasn't it? And here it was. The bridge going over our railway track was completely covered in snow everywhere. You couldn't move, could you? I mean, it was that year when it was about 3 foot deep. It was terrible. And here she came over this bridge. Well, she could hardly move. Our wheels were skidding and things like that. Well, we were on the way back from the shops, and she was skidding all over the shop. I says to her, I says, "Look, Kinney," I says, "there's no way you're going to make it to the shops in that mind." I says, it's really bad, the weather. Maybe you might need to take a taxi or something, but on your scooter, you're going to get stuck and you might not be able to get home,
Mhm.
you know. And I imagine she didn't have a mobile phone with her, but in case she did get in a bother. But anyway, she's like, "I'll be alright." So off she went down the ramp, and sure enough, at the bottom of the ramp, what happened?
She got stuck, but then she got out and pushed it.
Aye. Well, no, I went first of all, and I says, "Hitty, I'll give you a push, but you need to consider just turning around and going home." Let's give her a push. So I gave her a push, and off she went. And then I looked ahead again, and she'd got stuck again. I thought, wait, do I go over and push her again? Because I could do this all the way to the shops.
Mhm.
Watch her until she gets stuck. So I thought, no, I'm going to stand there for a while and see what happens. So she stopped. She's stuck in the snow again. There was no way that was going to move, and she did. She jumped out of her own scooter
Mhm.
and pushed the scooter herself. I thought, oi, how on earth can you push something that heavy?
And it wasn't a big scooter.
It was a
you know,
big
it was
scooter.
push one.
Which makes me wonder, these people who have mobility scooters, do they all need them? We
Well,
assume that these people are disabled, that they have some kind of disability, and quite probably they do. But if you're getting a bit old and you just can't be bothered to walk, and you find you get certain privileges by being in a mobility scooter and have the status of being disabled, would it be in your benefit to have a one? I think it would.
Well, I remember a man in the next estate.
Uh-huh.
He used to go to the car boot sale in his electric wheelchair,
Uh-huh.
and then you used to see him park his wheelchair up, walk around the market to put all of his stuff into that wheelchair,
Oh, right.
and then he would go in the shops and then get everybody else to do everything for him because he claimed he was that disabled. He couldn't even do his own shopping.
That's brilliant. I've known a few people like that. That dog's farted. Oh, she is stinking. Gemini, out this room, you are stinking. Go on. Out. We've got a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. Every week that we do this show, she farted. That stink. Out.
That's
Go on.
right, kick her
Out.
kids let her in.
Out. If you're going to fart like that, out. You're stinking. We're going to have to light a joss stick or something. That is big. Out. Go on, don't look so sad about it. Go on. You filled this room up with a stench. Nell Baxter's left with a little article.
Yeah, I read that in the paper.
Did you? Right. Well, yes. Well, let's tell the night owls about it anyway. So I'll just put on my computer. This one's from Nell Baxter. What is it? Woman feeds tapeworms to daughter. Now, why?
That daughter took really, really skinny and win beauty pageants.
So what you're saying is that this. Thanks for that, way, Nell. So tapeworms, if you eat them.
Yeah, they become lovely and thin.
No way.
Yeah.
Is that right? Why isn't everybody doing it?
Wait, man. Ugh.
What?
Ugh.
Have you seen some diet food? Well, that's true. I mean, that sounds like a pretty good idea.
Well, I wouldn't like to pass on one
What do you mean, pass one?
tapeworm.
Well, not. Are they not small? A tapeworm.
Yeah, but it's still pretty disgusting.
Right. What does it do? What does it do?
It wiggles around inside your bowels.
That makes you go skinny.
Well, it must stop. Yeah.
What's
don't
more
know.
dangerous? What's dangerous? A tapeworm or gastric surgery? What do you reckon?
Tapeworm's still disgusting.
All right then. I mean, I'm not. See, the thing is, when you get gastric surgery, you're probably already pretty big.
Mhm.
You're probably at the point where it's life-threatening.
Yeah, but she wasn't big. It was to keep her thin, so she. would
Oh
win
right. So this
pageants.
was just a.
This
oh,
was
so
this
she
was a man doing it
oh.
on purpose to the daughter to keep her thin.
Let's have a look at this. A pediatric ER nurse, and I can't pronounce her name, has to have a strong stomach, but to some things are too gross even for her. Like tapeworms trying to climb out of a toilet bowl. So that must be like what dogs have when they have worms.
Yeah.
All right, I'm kind of with you. At first, she had a fellow sufferer. At first, she had a fellow staffers thought that the girl might be pregnant, but an ultrasound showed no signs of a baby. Something was moving in her intestines. At some point, the patient went to the bathroom and started screaming. It was the toilet bowl full of tapeworms. It was so gross. She had pooped all these tapeworms. There were a couple that were very long and wiggling around trying to get out of the toilet bowl. Oh, that's disgusting. I mean, like, I've seen, like, puppies when they've had tapeworms, but then they're not moving round. I didn't realise they moved round. Ah, goodness me. But on the plus side, it does keep you thin.
I just want to be a beauty pageant, you know.
So, how old was this girl that she was
But her mum was a nurse. Do you know what I mean? Her mum was a nurse.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing, because nurses know about these things.
Yeah.
I don't know how unhealthy it is to have tapeworms. I don't know what they do to you. I mean, does it tell you in that article what they do? They don't look very nice.
No.
But obviously they must eat the food that's in your stomach then. I'm imagining.
Doesn't say how young the girl was, so.
Yeah, anyway, do you have trouble losing weight? You see, this is one of the things about modern day. We have so much food, it's all available to us, that we are all getting overweight and kind of, it's difficult to keep that weight off. I know for me, I can just eat a donut and I'll put on 5 stone. Now, talking about putting weight on, I have in front of me a can of Monster energy drink. Now, within there is spoonfuls and spoonfuls and spoonfuls of sugar. Now that, I was drinking some energy drinks for a few weeks, and I did put on a good, I think I nearly put on a stone, just from getting energy drinks from B&M. Was it B&M I got them from?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, there you are. What you got there then, Cher?
I'll just put a photo up of the tapeworm that was inside her.
Okay, so if you go on to
if you just want to feel a bit more sick. You know?
Yeah, if you go onto the thing that I post that Nell's put on our Night Owls page, you can also see a photograph of what one of these tapeworms look like. So whatever they do in your stomach, they keep you thin. Would you consider doing it yourself to lose weight? A lot of people do that, don't they?
Don't think you could get those sort of tablets in this country anyway. That was from Mexico.
Ah, yeah, we'd have them delivered by the internet, wouldn't you? You would order them over the internet. Of course people do it.
Yeah.
You think?
I don't know, just...
Yeah. Yeah, or maybe you could just do a Slim Fast plan. Slim Fast plan. They'd probably be a bit safer, wouldn't they? Thanks for that, Nell. That's a really good one, that. Anyway, we've done the story about the grannies, haven't we? Anyway, did you know the Great North Top 20? Now, what's this? The top 20 tracks to run to the Great North?
Yeah, I got that for you because I thought it might help you when you're running.
Really?
For other people who are running the Great North.
Oh, right. So, what is this? Is this music that's good for running?
That's to help you run better, yeah.
Do you know what these are? I do recognise some of these songs because I'm sure they play them. I'm sure Alan Robson plays. He's hosting the Great North Run before it starts. Because Alan Robson's there every year. He hosts the full thing, and you can see Alan Robson. If you stand in the crowds with the rest of the runners, all you can hear is Alan Robson reading off the charities that are there. He's also mentioning all the people who are there, but he's also put a music for the runners as well. So here it is, top 20 tracks to run the Great North Run to. Here it is, Don't Stop Me Now by Queen.
Yeah.
You see, these are rock songs.
These are normal songs anyway.
These aren't like boom boom songs. These are rock songs. Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. The Eye of the Tiger by Titanium by David Guetta. Mr. Brightside by The Killers. So you can see kind of genre. It's kind of rock. Mr. Blue Sky by Yellow. Highway to Hell, so AC/DC.
Nice happy music.
Yeah. Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship. Ooh, goodness me.
I like that song. Yeah.
Well, you do. I think more of a woman's song. I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas. Yeah, I can see how that works. It's a party song. Dog Days Are Over by Florence and the Machine. Yeah. Stronger by Kelly Clarkson.
You see, it's a song like the titles and all that as well. That'll keep you going, aren't they?
Yeah.
Songs that would.
If the ones you can sing along to,
yeah.
I think that's what makes it different. If people can sing along to a song, see, it's not just about people being able to dance to a song or move to a song. If they know that song, if they know the words to it, it's a popular one, they automatically dance to it as well.
Yeah.
Knowing the words to a song makes a lot of difference. Like Wake Me Up by Avicii here at 11. Happy by Pharrell Williams. People love that. Local Hero by Mark Knopfler.
I don't know that song.
Oh, that's the one they always... Isn't that the one that they always play when it's the Great North runs on? Is that not the one that goes... No, Shell's looking at his blank there. Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
You can see the way it goes. Monkey Wench, the Foo Fighters. I don't know what that one is. I can't think of it. I'm Still Standing by Elton John.
Yep.
That's actually a one you hear very rarely, but yeah, I can see why that would work. Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. That one gets a bit on my nerves, to be honest.
Gemini.
Is that dog back in this room?
Just
Gemini,
skip
you
it,
fart.
sorry.
If you fart again, mind, you're going to be out. I'm not having you coming in here and farting.
Get off the city.
Yeah. Don't Stop Believing by Journey, Loose, Kenny Rogers, and Sex on Fire by the Kings of Leon.
I
It
hate
sounds like
Footloose.
Footloose. You hate
I
Footloose.
really do.
Oh no, everybody loves
It's just
Footloose.
annoying.
Oh no, that is that not only is the best Great North Run top 20 hits, that's a Blackie Bag disco. How can you not like Footloose? There's something not right there, mate. There you go. Do you want that?
Chuck it on the floor.
Let's chuck that on the floor. We've done that one. Now what time is it now? It's 22:53. Why, we're getting on here. Shall we see if there's been any donations for Cash for Kids? Don't forget, everybody, that we're going to be doing. Well, I will be doing the Great North Run. And I am doing the 10-mile Jelly Road Race from Hexham. So it's next week, next Sunday, isn't it? I'm doing the 10-mile Jelly Road Race from Hexham. And the week after, I'm going to be doing the Great North Run. So in total, that's going to be 23.5 miles I'm running for Cash for Kids.
Yep.
So if anybody can donate for that, that would be great. Just follow the link on our page. And you'll be able to make a donation for however much that you like. We're hoping we can raise £100 this time, but obviously however much you can donate, please do that. It can be as little as you like or as much as you like, but don't forget, we just like to hear you as well. Just give you a bit of encouragement on the website, let us know you're listening, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? Just giving people a bit of encouragement, make the world a better place. Oh, what's this? Oh God, you're a blooming happy soul,
Well,
man.
no, I just found them like pretty interesting.
Different ways people have died.
Yeah, but it's not like morbid or anything.
Oh no, definitely not. Different ways people have died is not morbid.
It's not.
There we go. Let's have a look. Now then. Oh, well, it starts off with a name I can't
I
pronounce.
don't say it.
I'll not say it. A bloke.
Just a
I'll just
bloke.
call it a bloke. Different ways people have died. A Danish astronomer of the 16th century who worked alongside with Newton on the theory of gravity during the 16th century.
During the 16th century, you couldn't leave a banquet table.
That was a rule.
Full
You
stop.
couldn't. Yeah, it's okay. Oh, aren't we the grammar Nazi? Right, John. Oh, well, do you want to read it? You read it. Ah, dear me. During the 16th century, you couldn't leave a banquet table. You know, that must have been a rule.
It was a rule.
It was a rule. That would have been etiquette.
Yes. Not like today.
All right, so, oh, my. Right, so this bloke, Tycho, is that his name?
Dunno.
Okay, let's see, his name's Tycho. Do you know how to pronounce this? I know there's going to be people listening who do know how to pronounce this. It's Tycho Brahe, I think. Have I pronounced that right? Tell me if I have. Tycho Brahe, Danish astronomer of the 16th century, worked with Newton. Tycho needed a pee, and he forgot to go beforehand. He drank excessively during the banquet, but couldn't go to the loo, okay, because he can't leave the banquet table, okay? His bladder burst, killing him slowly and painfully over 11 days.
You see, I find that quite interesting.
Poor bloke.
He died because he needed a pee.
Needed a wee. Mind you, I've had days like that.
So from now on, if we need a wee, we must go.
Well, I think you should go anyway. You shouldn't keep your wee in.
Yeah, but if you're not near a toilet, you've got no choice.
I hate to go back to the subject of the Great North Run. Obviously, as I've already mentioned, I'm doing the Great North Run. But when you need a wee on the Great North Run, do you know what they do? In fact, if anybody goes to see off, if anybody goes off to see the family member off at the start line of the Great North Run, you are going to know what I'm talking about. Do you know what I'm talking
Yeah, I
about?
do.
What is all you can see at the start line of the Great North Run?
Everybody having a wee, male and female. They don't care where.
Toilets everywhere, but where are they having a wee?
Or normally over a bush. Like
Yeah.
next to a bush or like over a...
Yeah, but not just men,
No, women.
because it's more
Men and
convenient.
women can stand next to each other and have a wee.
Men and women are standing next to
Yeah.
each other having a wee. In fact, I did this. I mean, like, I've done a few Great North Runs. I think this year is going to be my 7th Great North Run, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I thought, right, I'm going to go and stand next to all the lads having a wee. Next thing I know, there's a lass squatting down beside us, and I thought to myself, do you know what? It's just the done thing. It's just the done. Nice day for it. But anyway, the lass, she regretted it. She regretted it because I'll just tell you what. Keep it to ourselves. But it was at the beginning of the start line, and everybody started running. I thought to myself, do you know what? I need a pee, and I don't want to run 13.5 miles needing a wee. And I could see all the toilet cubicles, and there's always massive queues of women to get in. But the blokes would just go in behind the toilet cubicles and peeing up against the side of the toilet cubicle. Now, Aaron Robson is only meters away when you're doing this, so he always makes a comment about all the people going for a pee behind the cubicles. So I thought, do you know what it is? If they can go behind the cubicles, I will as well. So I went behind the cubicles with the rest of the lads, like, alright, who are you running for? I'm running for this charity, I'm running for this charity, and I'm having a wee up against the plastic. So I'm having a pee up against the plastic, high-pressured pee. And this lass, she must have been standing in the queue, and she decided, she must have thought to herself, look, I'm not standing in the queue to have a wee when men are going round there. I'm going to go round there as well and have a wee. So I'm having this jet-propelled wee up against the plastic, and this woman comes round the other side, right? And here you are. She pulls her strides down, she pulls down her tight lycra, squats on the floor, and leans up against the plastic wall where somebody's already peed, right? So it's wet with urine, so she's lying up against it while she squats on the floor. And I thought, and she's obviously like, no inhibitions. She thinks to herself, no inhibitions. So she starts to pee there and then. And I thought to myself, oh dear, I'm peeing up against the plastic thing. And all that happened was me jet-propelled urine hit the plastic of the thing and then splashed her in the face, which she probably wouldn't have minded at the end of the race because she'd be all hot. But having my urine splashing in her face, I'm sure wasn't a good start to her run.
No. Oh, Alex, man.
It's her own fault. Should I have felt guilty? Should I have pointed the other way?
No.
No. I didn't mean to do it. Francis Bacon, 16th century, was a philosopher and scientist. He watched a snowstorm and wondered if snow would preserve a chicken. He bought a chicken, killed it, and stood outside in the storm, trying to stuff the chicken with snow to freeze it. He froze to death in the storm.
Yeah, the chicken didn't freeze.
The chicken didn't freeze, did it not?
No, he died before the chicken got to freeze.
Oh, wow.
He died first.
Right then, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to play some music anyway. We're going to have a wee break. What time is it now? Hey, it's 11 o'clock. So we'll have a little bit of music and we'll have a wee break. Now the music I'm going to play for you is by, what did I say his name was?
Local bloke.
Wilson. That was his surname, Jody Wilson, of course. It's Jody Wilson who I'm going to be playing the music by. Now I did download it before. You can like Jody Wilson on the YouTube. Where have I put his music? Do you know what? Alan Robson never has this bother. Ah, here it is. Now then, it's Cushy Butterfield. Here it comes. It's coming. Hang on. We're going for a wee break. We'll be right back.
As a broken-hearted keelman, what's our hated with a young lass from Gates, it and a cause I meet both. Her name's Cushy Butterfield, she sells yellow clay, and her cousin's a muckman and a carving Tom Clay. She's a big lass and a bonny lass, and she likes Sophia, in a car, a Cushy Butterfield, and I wish she was here. Her eyes is like two holes in a blanket born through, and her blows in the morning with steady untrue. When I had her shooting with a piney clay, like a candyman's trumpet scares me young heart away. She's a big lass and a bonny lass, and she likes Sophia, in a car, a Cushy Butterfield, and I wish she were here. Your love said doing a sandgate when the fresh and goods in. She's like a bag full of sawdust tied with a bit string. She wears big and lusciously, and her stockings once was white, and her bedroom's a lay lock, and her hat's never straight. She's a big lass and a bonny lass, and she likes Sophia, in a car, a Cushy Butterfield, and I wish she were here. No one asked her to marry as she started to laugh. Oh, Nelly, your monkey tricks does I like me such chaff. Then she started a bubbling and roared like a bull. And a lad to the keel says, as doubt but a fool. She's a big lass and a bonny lass, and she likes Sophia. In a car, cause she put a field and I wish she were ya. She says a chap what gets sizzle at the walk every day. And when he comes here, I think he'll have the can in sick play. When he's away sicking it, I'll make balls and sing. Well, may the king all that my lad is in.
All together now.
She's a big lass and a bonny lass, and she likes Sophia. In a car, cause she put a field and I wish she were here. I wish she were here. It's very touching, yes.
He is absolutely brilliant. So that's Jody Wilson. Get yourself on YouTube someday. Click like on his page because he's got some great local songs as well for you to listen to. He's absolutely fantastic. Have we had any more comments on the Facebook page, Michelle?
No. Nella's got the pronunciation for that 16th century.
Oh, the 16th century scientist that I couldn't. It's Tycho Brahe. Tycho Brahe. Tycho Brahe. And he says that's according to Google. So he's gone on there because there is a pronunciation thing on Google, isn't there?
Yeah.
That's true. I can hear myself coming to his microphone, that earphone. I'll just turn that down. What we've got our earphones so we can make sure that we're still broadcasting. And unfortunately, I can hear it, so goodness me, I can hear myself talking back to myself. Now then, where were we? Can't remember, can you?
I don't know what I'm talking about now.
Oh, no, hang on, I've got more paper here. I've got loads of paper, I've got a good researcher.
Paper over there as well.
Oh, I had not finished reading that one.
No, but you don't have to.
What was it about?
People different ways.
Yeah. Yeah, what did you think of Alan? Did you listen to Alan Robson's Night Owls last night? It was a special, you know.
I listened, he got to yawn,
Uh-huh.
and then I fell asleep.
It was really good, actually, because he was up at Teesside.
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening to, he was actually travelling at the time. And obviously, Metro and TFM have joined forces.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Night Owls now covers a wider area. It covers Teesside as well. And it's going past Redcar. So he'd been through Middlesbrough.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going through Redcar and all those little towns there. But quite interesting place. So we've been going up to Teesside quite a bit as well, haven't we?
Yeah, there's lots to do around there. And it is nice. It is really...
It is an interesting place. We got tickets to go and see Billy Ocean. We got from Metro, because I phoned in, and nobody... Oh, our computer's gone on the blink again. Just crashed. We got tickets from Metro, and it was the day that... It was when those two lads were doing Metro. They were covering for Alan.
From heaven.
From heaven. Oh, what's his name? Chris Ramsey.
Yeah.
He was on with them as well. And they were giving away Billy Ocean. Nobody wanted them. So I went on and got them straight away. I had to go on at something like 1 o'clock in the morning when it was nearly finished. But I got the Billy Ocean tickets and we went straight over on the Thursday to go and see him. But it's a great place, Middlesbrough. It really is. It's got everything every other town's got. It's more like a city, but it hasn't been designated a city yet, has it? So...
It was... do you know what interested me most of all last night? I don't know if it's like teacher head or something, but
yeah,
Alan Robson used some fantastic descriptive words.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
In what way?
Can't remember now. But if you listen to the words, because he really described it in such a fabulous way. It wasn't just like, oh, there's trees.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I'm going past trees.
Oh,
I am going along the road.
Yeah.
I am going past houses. No, well, Alan Robson seems to be one thing that Alan Robson is a great storyteller as well. Now, he's excellent at what he does.
You could really visualise it as he was driving along.
Yeah, I mean, I could as well. And he was describing that there was people waving from the windows. A lot of people must listen to Night Owls out there as well. But there's a lot of people.
But he was telling you the history of the different towns as he was going through them as well, which was nice.
Yes, he was. He was describing a lot of the local
and
features
the fairy
folk
of Ferry Hill. I didn't realise it was
from
fairies.
I thought it was like a ferry.
Yeah.
I thought that's what called Ferry Hill, but why would there be a hill with a ferry on it?
Yeah, but it was
It makes more
fairies.
sense to say
Huh?
fairies
Yeah.
at Ferry Hill. Yeah, that's interesting. But what are the stories behind Ferry Hill? And there must be stories about fairies. Because don't forget, you've got, it's surprising, I think it's Iceland. Fairies, there's designated parts, Iceland, I'm sure it's Iceland,
Mhm.
where you're not allowed to walk. Because that is where the fairy folk live. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Well, there you go. Well, it's true. And people really do believe in fairies.
Mhm.
Oh, hang on, what we got there? That's somebody leaving a comment. Let's have a look at that.
Is it? I didn't get a bleep bleep.
Oh, I get blue clips. No, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. You see, because I've got Facebook on, I'm getting feeds from people who I know as well, who aren't particularly listening to the show. And I've got a friend called Stu, and he's wondering whether to grow a beard or not. Now, this is what we do with Facebook nowadays, isn't it? We get people's opinion from all over the world about like that. Should I grow a beard? Should I keep this beard? Or should I shave the beard off? Now, I did try to grow a beard. In fact, I've tried a few times, haven't I?
Yeah.
You don't like me with a beard, do you?
No,
Why not?
it looks awful.
Do I not look like George Michael?
No, it looks scruffy.
No, you want to trim it and keep it nice.
No. George Michael, do you want to be gay? Look, like you go in men's toilets.
Well,
Don't mind
no,
gay people, but you know,
no, well,
George Michael's a bit
yeah, but
not
gay
the best
men,
role model to have.
gay men are handsome, aren't they?
George Michael's not though. Enrique is. George Michael's not.
Is it Enrique is gay? Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He's got stubble, hasn't he?
No,
I thought he did.
no.
Is he clean shaven? Has he not got stubble, Enrique?
no.
I'm sure he's got a bit of
He might
stubble.
do in some films, but he hasn't got a beard. Beards are just
Yeah,
you just don't suit a beard.
I don't suit a beard.
No,
Hmm.
you're too little and fat.
You're gonna what's too little and fat? I'm gonna get some of them tapeworms. Swallow some of them. I'm not
It
fat.
just doesn't grow neat.
Mm. That's a
Some
problem.
people can have a neat beard. You just can't have a neat beard.
Right. It's ginger as well.
And grey at the moment.
Yeah, I wanna look like George Michael or Enrique, but instead I look like Alan Robson.
No,
No, not even that good.
no.
Oh, crikey. I am ginger though.
Yeah, but you look like homeless
What-
hobo when you've got a beard.
I will know because I was talking to Neil from Bedlington. Right?
Mhm.
I was talking to Neil from Bedlington and I grew my ginger beard and he said to me, "You look like Alan Robson."
Right.
No?
No.
I don't look like Alan Robson.
Alan Robson's got hair for a start.
What do you mean he's got? Wait, you got long hair on his head. Well, no, I just cut mine. I like my hair short. I don't like wavy hair.
You're not ginger anymore.
But Alan Robson's hair is not really long now.
No, not like Alan Robson.
Oh, Alan Robson's my hero. He's everybody's hero.
I'm just watching Nell's video here, sorry.
Oh, Nell's put a video on, has he?
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a look. Tell me about Nell's video.
It's about a levitating girl. Oh, I can't see anything. I can't see it down.
A levitating girl. This is a video anyway from Nell, is
Yeah.
it? There we go. Let's have a look at that then. Oh yes, we've got it here. What I'll do is I'll click on there and I might get more information on it. We'll tell you all about it. The thing, yeah, is she actually levitating? Alright, what we've got here is a video. Oh, hang on.
Oh,
That's
right, I see
better.
what they mean.
Yeah. What is it? What is it then?
It looks like she's flying like a fairy.
Does it look? So it says here, I have slowed the relevant part down and made it larger. So is this meant to be real footage of a girl
Yeah, look, you
floating
can
off
see
the
her on the
ground?
floor there.
So there she is, yeah.
Yeah. Right, watch that, and she's going up.
Uh-huh. So she's going up, and was she like floating there?
Yeah.
It's not really that clear though, is it?
She could be attached to a rope.
Well, yeah, I mean, can you remember when Boris Johnson was going down the zip wire,
Mm-hmm.
and his tie got caught in the zip wire as he was going down, he was stuck halfway down. It looks a bit like that.
No, because then you can see her come down and gets a hand and they just walk away.
They just walk away like nothing's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that wouldn't happen. Anyway, why is the person, and I have to say, the person with the phone or the camera who's filming that, right, they are quite far away filming it. But if you saw a little girl floating up in the air, what would you do? Would you stand there with your camera and film it, or would you run like hell to try and catch her?
I would probably run in the opposite direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would you do?
I'd run and try and catch her, stop her floating off. I would probably think to myself, well, that's a little bit odd, that's a bit strange. But no, I'll try and go and catch the poor lassie.
Why?
She might float off, and then what if she What if she suddenly realises she can't fly and then falls to the ground?
Snowy? She'll have a soft landing.
Oh no, that's to me. There's one thing about that is that they're just filming it as if it's just. And they're nowhere near it. Even if you just wanted to film it like a psychopath who didn't want to save the lassie, you would at least get closer and get a better picture, wouldn't you?
Might be too scared to.
No, of course they're not too scared to. There's no reason to be scared. Mm-hmm. No, I think it could be a fake. What do you think?
I don't know.
You think it might be?
See, I like to keep open minds about stuff like that.
Yeah, open mind for that.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. No, I'm definitely going to go on the negative for that one, like, definitely not. Attila the Hun got married, and on his wedding night, he stuffed himself full of food and drink. During the night, he had a nosebleed, but was too drunk to notice, and he drowned in his own blood. What do you think of that?
I found that quite interesting because it was Attila the Hun.
Well, yeah.
I thought he would have died during battle.
Yeah. Who was Attila the Hun? See, I'm showing my ignorance here. I think we researched it the other day, and I've been forgotten what it was.
Attila the Hun was like a...
Oh, he was from Germania.
Mm-hmm.
Not wanting to generalise too much. Belgium or somewhere? And he fought against the Romans.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, I'm not too surprised by that. Okay, he stuffed himself full of food and drink. But if somebody has too much to drink, they do tend to die. I mean, look at Whitney Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't she drown in the bath after?
Well, what was interesting about him, though, he never really ate and drank much before his wedding night. So that was the first time that he got, like, stuffed himself.
Yeah, marriage does that to you. It does that to you.
He was that depressed, did he?
In 892, there's another
Somebody
way.
from Orkney.
Singard, the mighty of Orkney.
Sounds Viking, doesn't it?
It does. Singard, the mighty of Orkney, strapped a decapitated head to his saddle, the teeth of which grazed his thigh, and he died from the infection.
Serves him right.
It does really. Let's hope that happens to the people, the ISIS people.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, Islamic State.
That's what Karma does, right?
Yeah, that's it. Let's hope they get bitten one of their chopped off heads. That's terrible what's going on over there, man, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
In Iraq. I mean, there doesn't seem to be a great deal of action going on to stop them. I mean, obviously the Kurds are going in there to try and stop them because they're being directly affected by it.
Mm-hmm.
But there doesn't seem to be much from the international community, especially when you consider we've armed them.
Yeah.
We actually gave them the arms to fight against the Syrians, and now we've gone, whoops, perhaps they were right about saying they were extremists. That's embarrassing, isn't it? In 2005, Lee Sung collapsed and died from fatigue after playing games for 50 consecutive hours in an internet cafe in South Korea. He died from fatigue.
Well, what surprised me was the internet cafe really open for? Like, continually 24 hours a day.
Well, where was it? Korea?
Korea?
South Korea? I don't know. I think it probably could be, yeah. I mean, if you've got the internet, and in those countries, as I'm led to believe, they work around the clock.
But he wouldn't have needed a wee. He would have needed the toilet, you know.
Oh, well, he could have put the game on pause, gone and had a pee, and then got back to it. But you don't know if he did need a pee.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he didn't. Maybe he wasn't drinking or eating. But yeah, people do spend a long time on these games. I mean, you think about kids who've got video games. They've got these Segas or PlayStations and whatever they've got nowadays. They can spend days on there.
Yeah.
And they're playing.
And they don't eat because they're that busy playing.
Yeah.
They forget
to eat. How do you forget to eat?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but they do. They forget to eat, and they're in this virtual world, and they're actually interacting with people from around the planet.
Yep.
It'll come to the point where it'll be like the Matrix, and people will forget to eat properly. A Russian woman. Oh no, there's a stupid name. You try and pronounce that. A Russian woman.
She died of a heart attack.
Fadjilyu. Oh, did you make this name up? Her name is Fadjilyu Mukhamazianov. Oh, how. Fadjilyu Mukhamazianov died of a heart attack while at her own funeral. Right, and let me read that again. She died of a heart attack while at her own funeral.
The doctor had declared her dead. She was at her funeral in the coffin.
Yeah.
She woke up and
Uh-huh.
realised she was at her own funeral and then died of a heart attack.
Hang on. No. Because doctors wrongly declared her deceased. Oh, really? That's exactly what's happened then.
No.
So here she is. She wakes up in the coffin.
Yeah.
Well, how did they know she'd woken up?
Well,
Unless she
probably
didn't die
because-
straight away. She might not have died straight away. She might have woken up and they found her, and she could have even been talking and things,
Yeah.
and then died afterwards. Well, at least they wouldn't need to declare her dead again.
I know.
Well, we'd like to declare the deceased. Right, a Russian. Oh no, we've read here. William. Oh, that's another name.
He's called William. That's
Okay,
not
we'll
a
just
hard
call him
name.
William Martinez. Died while having an extramarital threesome. Oh wow. He died while having an extramarital threesome with a man and a woman. Oh no. If you're gonna have a threesome, it's gonna be with two women. You know, come on. With another man.
Well, if you're that way inclined, why not?
That's not been well thought out. Obviously, the woman's enjoying that more than the men. Edward II of England. By the way, we'll just ask the Night Owls. Have you ever had a threesome? And what was the? Well, how many men to women were there? Let one know. Edward II of England died when a red-hot iron was inserted in his backside.
Yeah, I would probably die then.
It
as
was
well.
that Edward II of England.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know.
Why did they insert that in his? Was it a sexual fetish or was it some kind
Do you know
of
what? I
punishment?
don't know. I didn't look that up.
We've never researched it, but I would
I just
imagine
looked.
Edward II. I don't know when he would
Is that
be.
Edward?
Edward. Hang on,
So he's one in the start. He's at the start.
No, he's not. What I'm going to do now is go through to the Edwards. So I'm going to sing the song of the English kings and queens from William I. Are you ready?
Ready?
Okay. Kings and queens, all the kings and queens, from William I to Elizabeth II.
Uh-huh.
And we'll see where Edward comes in, okay? 1, 2, 3. William, Henry, Stephen, Henry, Richard, John. Hey, Henry, Ed, Richard. Well, there we go. Ed. So
Before the Tudors.
it was William, Henry, Stephen, Henry, Richard, John. Hey, Henry, Ed.
Ed again.
Ed.
So he was the 10th.
He was the 10th king of England. I don't know where that would take him, but I would say William the Conqueror was 11 something, wasn't it? So it's going to be like the 14th.
And it was before the Tudors. So.
Was it? So I think that's been done as a punishment.
Yeah.
Shall we sing the rest of the song?
Go on then.
William, Henry, Stephen, Henry, Richard, John. Hey, Henry, Ed, Richard, then 3 more. Henry's John, the song. William, Henry, William. So is it? Is it? William, Henry. No, it can't be. Edward.
Huh?
No.
Completely losing us now.
No. William, Henry, Stephen, Henry, Richard, John. Henry, Ed, Richard, the 3 more. Henry's John, the song. William, Henry III. Henry III. Yeah.
Good Queen.
No. William, Henry, Stephen, Henry, Richard, John. Henry, Ed, Richard, the 3 more. Henry's John, the song. William, Henry III. Henry III. That's good. Edward III. Edward III. Oh damn! I've forgotten it. Oh well, never mind. In 1478, George. Oh, there's another name.
The Duke of Clarence.
The Duke of Clarence was executed by being drowned in a barrel of wine.
What better way to die, really?
If you had your own choice, I'd like to be drowned in a barrel of wine. Yep, that guy's got style,
Yeah.
mind, doesn't he? Yeah, I wonder if he drank some before he drowned.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. 9 people were killed in the London beer flood in 1814.
I didn't know there was a London beer flood.
What the heck's the London beer flood? Why have we never heard of the London beer
know.
flood? That's really interesting.
You don't get taught this in history class, do you?
No, you don't. That's really. Have we had any more?
Davies. Davies on.
Davy.
Yeah.
Let's see what. Let's see, Davy.
Oh,
Davy Scopey Patterson. Hello, Davy. All right. He says, "Hello all. Sorry I'm late. Don't worry about that."
And
Stevie.
Caroline, you know Caroline as well, don't you?
Yeah, Caroline. Where's Caroline? Give me a look.
Caroline.
Caroline Chisholm. Hello, Caroline Chisholm. No, Caroline. It's great to see you there. I know Caroline. I used to work with Caroline a long time ago. So that's the beer thing. Oh, good goodness me.
I am going to just look up the beer flood.
Oh, yeah?
That's interesting. I'm going to tell
All
the kids
right.
about that.
Hey, I tell you something. The beer flood. So that sounds like a major piece of British history, rather like the Great Fire of
Yeah,
London.
but more people died from the beer flood.
There is, because how many people died in the Great Fire of London?
One.
One person died in the Great Fire of London. That was at the beginning of the fire, and that's because they wouldn't jump from one house to the other. It was a maid, and she died in that house. One person died in the whole of London. Great Fire of London. How many people die in the Great Fire in the Great Beer Flood?
9.
9 people die in the Great Beer Flood, and it doesn't get the historical acclaim that it deserves. Terrible. So you're now looking up the Beer Flood of 1814. I just find that terrible that we don't know about that. There are about 5,000 princes and princesses in each Saudi Arabian royal.
That's a lot.
What?
That's a big...
It is. What is that? Sorry, does that mean that each couple...
They've got that many.
They've had that many children?
But they have loads of wives, though, don't they?
Oh, see, so if I was a prince and I was to... Yeah, I could have, several wives, maybe a few hundred, and get them all pregnant, and I would have that many kids. Then it would make sense. All right, then. Well, it still wouldn't make sense. How can that ever make sense? The British royal family changed their last name from from Sex-Coburg Gotha to Windsor, the name of their castle, in 1917.
That would be interesting if we still had that surname.
Yeah, but the thing is, why can't I pronounce that? That should be one that's well known to all Brits. Never mind.
Because you're not told about it?
The people killed most often during bank robberies are the robbers. Oh.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting. Is that because...
But I think it's not in this country. I think that would be more America, where everybody's got a gun to shoot.
Well, I saw a documentary and it was talking about people in America, and it was talking about people who, they go into a coffee shop or something and threaten the bar staff with a gun, and then somebody in the coffee shop who's having a cup of tea shoots the assailant. Is that the word? The criminal. So I'm not saying that having guns is a good thing. I think having guns is a terrible thing. Because for me, well, they've shot and killed somebody. Would it not be better to let them get away with the money and let the police catch them and put them in prison?
Yep.
Certainly, I wouldn't want to kill somebody. Well, that's just me. But then again, I'm not an American. Not that Americans like to kill people, but we know they do. Right then, only 2% of the world's population is blonde. Only 2% is blonde.
Yeah, but you can tell, man, can't you?
Really? I can't. I mean, yeah, I suppose in the world, because most people in India have kind of dark hair, don't they? Black hair. Everybody in Africa, as far as I know, has black hair. The Chinese, generally speaking, black hair. Yeah, would that be right? And if you look at the Native Americans, black hair, yeah, Aborigines, black hair, yeah. I mean, obviously, in this country, you're going to have the...
Sorry, I'm just, distracted from Caroline.
All right.
3 men to 1 woman.
Caroline's...
That must be so uncomfortable for you.
You lucky woman. So yes, Caroline's saying, do you really want to know? This is about how many men you have to women. And Caroline's saying, I've had 3 men to 1 woman. Dear me. Mrs. Good God. Lucky woman. It says... Well, that's it. I mean, the thing is, the great thing is, if you've got 2 men trying to please you, they're going to be in competition. So you can guarantee you're going to...
But what was the other one doing? I want to know.
What do you mean? Well, you got 2 men?
She's got 3 men. She's got 3 men.
I'm assuming it was 2 men. She's saying 3 men
That's what
to
I'm
1
saying.
woman.
3 men? How on earth?
Well, there had to be 1 left out at least, didn't there? Oh, no.
Oh, I don't want to think about it.
Oh, no. So, oh, no. I couldn't be on with it rubbing against each other. Oh! Right, anyway. She's obviously enjoyed it anyway. That's good. Only 2% of the Earth's population are natural redheads.
Woohoo!
Or
And
natural.
yet they're saying that redheads are dying out, but it's nice to know that there's just as many us than there is blondes.
Really? Oh yeah, because only 2%. Yeah.
Yeah, but at school, it's like, very rare. So you
Yeah.
ginger person when we were
Well,
at
you
school.
yeah, but you do get a lot more. But I suppose 2% in the world is not 2% in Britain or in Europe.
Well, I think the majority of them
I
are
mean,
up here in
I think
Scotland
if you
anyway.
I think if you look around Europe and see how many blondes are there or redheads, the percentage would go up vastly. In fact,
Mhm.
you might even get as much as 25%. On New Year's Day in 1907, Theodore Roosevelt shook hands with 8,513 people. Yeah.
Mhm.
Queen Isabella of Castile, who dispatched Christopher Columbus to find the Americas, boasted that she only had 2 baths in her life, at her birth and before she got married. How did they heat the water in those days anyway? She might have had a shower. Leonardo da Vinci.
Stank though, a scruffy woman.
Maybe that would. See, in those days they didn't have antiperspirant and deodorant and stuff, so maybe that was just the norm.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just a normal thing to be stinking. Yeah, well, there you go. So here we are, Leonardo da Vinci could write with one hand and draw with the other simultaneously. Well, yeah, he was a
I'm going
talented
to try and
bloke.
do that. That's quite difficult to do, isn't it?
Yeah, until he was 18, Woody Allen read virtually nothing but comic books, but did show his writing skills. He sold one-liners for 10 cents to each gossip columnist. I can't believe that he virtually read nothing but comic books. Boots? That seems strange. Adolf Hitler's mother seriously considered having an abortion, but was talked out of it by a doctor. Had that doctor been a time traveller? Dun dun dun. So there we are. Have we got more messages, Shell?
No, I'm just looking at
Yeah. Is that another message we've got there, is it?
No, I'm just looking at the pictures from Nell.
Yeah. Very good. Okay then. Marilyn Monroe had, wait for it, Marilyn Monroe had 6 toes. What do you think of that? There you are, 6 toes. There we are. Now, if you've got any funny facts at home as well, just text them to us on the Facebook page, and we'll read them out for you. Now, don't forget, everybody, we are doing this show for Cash for Kids. We're hoping to raise as much money as we can. We're hoping to raise about £100. Now, what we're doing for that is we're doing these shows this week and next week. And we will also be doing, well, I will be doing the 10-mile Jelly Road race from Hexham to Ovingdon. And then the week after that, I will be doing the Great North Run. And so that'll be in total 23.5 miles. So I'm hoping to try and raise £100 for that. But anything that you can donate, please do. So I do have the link on the Facebook page, and I do have the link as well on our webpage as well, plessycastle.com/radio. So if you can leave a donation for it, that would be fantastic. Give her a bit of encouragement, that's great. But just knowing that you're listening is good enough as well. So anything that you can, that would be greatly appreciated. That page is going to be open for the next 2 weeks or so, is that right, Chel?
Yeah.
Just until the Great North Run. After the Great North Run, we'll let you all know how much we've raised. Now, last time we did try to raise some money for Cash for Kids. We raised £20, so we did have support from the Night Owls, but it was early on, wasn't it? And I mean, what we really need is more listeners. So if there is people listening today who, they think there might be other people who would enjoy the show, let us know about it. The more people we get on Facebook, the better, because we can read out everything that everyone says, and every bit of information that you give us, we can read out. And of course, everybody who's been contributing tonight, you've contributed a lot to the show, a lot of information that we've been able to read out. So, hey, thank you for that.
Caroline's secrets.
Caroline's secrets aren't secrets, I think not. Thomas Edison, light bulb inventor, was afraid of the dark. Well, that's why he invented the light bulb, obviously. 95% of people feel uncomfortable when the TV volume is an odd number.
But you know what? I tried this out, and I always have the telly on an odd number.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so
It's always about 33 or 27 or something.
so you're an exception to the rule.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is. People would
Because I
prefer
didn't
to have
know
it on an
yeah,
even number.
so I went and looked. And that's, but
Yeah.
I think I'm a more odd person than even anyway. I don't like being normal.
No. I like to say, well, they've obviously done an experiment
Mhm.
to see why that would be. A man named Charles Osborne had the hiccups for 69 years.
I had to be putting it on, man.
Well, no, you can't. You would eventually get exhausted, wouldn't you,
Mhm.
if you had the hiccups for that long? I don't know. I mean, there has to be something wrong with you if you've got the hiccups for 69 years.
Mhm.
The oldest person on record is Methuselah, 969 years old.
But that's biblical, so you don't know if it's true.
That's biblical. That's just silly. And in fact, no, I think in the Bible, didn't Adam live longer than that?
I don't know.
I'm sure Adam lived over 1,000 years in the Bible. Well, I might be wrong, but I thought that was the case. Anyway, according to that, it's Methuselah. An exo-cannibal eats only enemies. An Indo-cannibal eats only friends. Right? So an exo-cannibal eats enemies. So if you've got an enemy, you'd eat them. And the other one just eats friends.
Who makes this up?
Well, there's obviously a science behind
yeah,
this.
but do they say to them once they've ate somebody, was it a friend or an enemy?
Where you getting? Well, maybe it's a Facebook friend. Maybe that's where it's come from. I know there's a lot of people. I think in Germany it's a big thing to eat people. It's all the rage. But there has been people where they have a fetish where they want to eat people and they agree. They'll meet on the internet and they'll agree to eat each other's body parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's an isolated tribe in Zimbabwe where the people only have 2 toes, dubbed the ostrich people. I wonder if that's true or not. Because, I mean, it's quite possible, but normally if there's a...
That's like a big inbreeding genetic default, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but to be able to pass that on and it not correct itself
Yeah.
seems unlikely. Unless it, well, things like that I've never really heard of.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, if they're an isolated tribe, yeah, it is possible.
Mm-hmm.
But is it from natural selection, or is it as a result of a genetic mutation?
Mm-hmm.
Old people smell. That's what it says here. Old people smell. It's actually caused by a chemical, what does that say? Nonal.
Non-anal.
Oh,
None.
that is meant to be non-anal,
I
isn't
would
it?
say so.
Yeah, that's meant to be non-anal. It says non-anal.
Mm-hmm.
Non-anal. Right. Old people smell. It's actually caused by a chemical, non-anal, that people secrete through their skin. I still don't understand that. Maybe we're right the
The
first
smell
time.
that old people have got, it's
Yeah.
actually the proper chemical that they have, because we think, oh, they must have wet themselves, or,
Yeah.
you know, it's not, it's actually coming through their skin, it's a proper
It's an old people smell.
smell.
Well, why would that happen?
I don't know.
That's interesting. So old people do have a smell.
Yeah, it is actually a proper smell.
It's a proper old people smell.
Yeah.
But where would that come from? Why would?
Find out when you're old.
Yeah, but there has to be a reason for it, doesn't there?
And we're looking at these pictures that Nell's put on,
Right, Nell Baxter has put some pictures on.
like
Let's have a
people
look.
who've died like years ago and how they look like celebrities now.
Uh-huh.
And I've been researching vampires because I find it quite interesting.
Yeah.
And scientists have proved that vampires can actually exist.
Explain yourself.
It's in one of the papers somewhere I cut out for you.
Oh, did you? Well, we'll
I
come to that.
printed it all out, you see. Funny
Oh,
enough.
hurry, man.
See, aren't I like clever?
All right, okay.
That's not that one. Not that one. That's a child.
Oh, there's a thing about nano cyborgs here.
Yeah, that'll be it. Yeah, that's a vamp. That's zombies, which is the same as a vampire, sort of.
All right then.
Or
So,
mortal people, anyway.
oh, so Nell's put up these pictures.
They
they
are
do look-
very much alike.
They do
mine,
look
don't
alike.
they?
So these are celebrities
Quite
who
scary.
quite possibly are immortal.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got Keanu Reeves there, and this is on a kind of what would you call that?
This is on YouTube.
Yeah, if you go on, do you have to press play on it, do you?
Yeah.
if you go on our Facebook page, and if you just go down to where Nell Baxter's put this on, just press play, you'll get to see.
Not a girl.
Yeah, Leonardo
Leonardo
DiCaprio is a girl, right? Yeah, but there's a lot of them there. Just have a look through them. See what you think. Do you think these pictures of people from over 100 years ago are the same people that are still alive today? Do you believe that they could in fact be immortal? Yeah, that's definitely
really
Chuck
good.
Norris and Vincent Van Gogh. Yeah, that one works for me. Like, you've got Oscar Wilde and Hugh Grant. Yeah. You see, Oscar Wilde looks more like, and in fact, he was played by him, wasn't he?
Was he?
Who am I thinking of? He was played by who?
Don't know.
He introduces QI on the telly. Oh, I can't remember his name. Anyway, zombies. Here we go. Hang on, here we go. Scientists have said we could actually all turn into zombies. There is a parasite called... Oh, you see, there's another word that you've come up with. Toxoplasmosa.
Yeah.
Toxoplasmosa gondii. That doesn't sound right. That can turn victims into mindless, zombie-like slaves. This bug infects rats, but can only breed inside the intestines of a cat. The parasite knows it needs to get the rat inside the cat, so the parasite takes over the rat's brain and intentionally makes it scurry towards where the cats hang out. The rat is being programmed to get itself eaten, and it doesn't even know. Half the human population on the earth is infected with Toxoplasmosa, and they don't even know it. Scientists have done studies that show that the infected have a change in their personality and have a higher chance of going insane. There are certain kinds of poisons that slow your body functions to the point that you'll be considered dead. The poison from Japanese blowfish can do this. The victims can then be brought back under the effects of a drug like Datura that can leave them in a trance-like state with no memory, but still able to perform simple tasks like eating, sleeping, mourning, shambling around with their arms outstretched. Is this true?
Yeah.
Medical facts? We have a series of brain disorders that do the same thing. Mad cow disease attacks the cow's spinal cord and brain, turning it into a stumbling, mindless attack cow. Attack cow? I don't think a cow with mad cow's disease becomes an attack cow, does it?
Don't know.
I think it just falls over.
Maybe I just did a spelling mistake.
Maybe it did. An attack cow.
Your kids are off school.
Isn't that what they're fighting ISIS with? They've resorted to using attack cows. That's all they've got left. When the mad cow gets in, that must be the mad cow disease. When mad cow disease gets into humans, they call it something or other, Jacob disease, because I just can't pronounce that. This proves widespread brain infections of the rage variety. Of the rage variety? Is that right? Rage variety. Of the rage variety?
Yeah, the goal.
The go with a rage.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Okay, of the rage variety, and it's just a matter of waiting for the right disease to come along. A nanocyborg, is this the same kind of thing? Yeah. Nanocyborg, fusing a tiny silicone chip to a virus. These cyborgs can still operate for up to a month after the death of the host. According to studies, within a decade, they'll have nanobots that can crawl inside your brain and set up neural connections to replace damaged ones. Someday, there will be nanobots in your brain. Those nanobots will be programmed to keep functioning after you die. They come from their own neural pathways, meaning that they can use your brain to keep operating your limbs after you've deceased, and presumably right up until you rot to pieces in mid-stride. The nanobots will be programmed to self-replicate, and the death of the host will mean at the end of the nanobots. To preserve themselves, they need to transfer to a new host. Therefore, The last act of the nanobot zombie would be to bite a hole in the healthy victim, letting the nanobot stream in and set up camp in the new host.
Like a vampire.
Like a vampire? No, that's more like a zombie.
What's a zombie biting?
Oh no, I suppose the both do that, don't they?
Yeah, it's like...
Okay, once in, they can shut down the part of the brain that resists, the cortex, and leave the brain stem intact. Alright, okay, that's fair enough. I mean, like...
yeah, but zombies can exist.
Well,
Zombies.
I think technically speaking, that's not really a zombie, that's a Borg. That's a Borg. Anyway, I mean, like, fair enough, but that doesn't explain zombies and Borgs. I mean, that's zombies and
That shows
vampires.
scientific, though, it does the do.
That they could do it. Oh, well, I suppose, yeah, they could do. Why would they want to? What benefit? Oh, I tell you what they could do. They could turn them into soldiers. Yeah? Alright, okay. Right, that's interesting, isn't it? Goodness gracious me. So, oh, I know. What's an L. Baxter saying there? What's that? Cordyceps.
Yeah, virus that can turn you into zombies. Sorry, I'm just laughing at Davey. I can just imagine him sneezing out loads of alcohol.
Attack cow! Just sneezed out my snake bite. Oh dear, he's quite right though. I mean, like an attack cow, how would that work? That's what it says. It says attack cow. Wait, anyway, Nell Baxter's saying cordyceps. Is that right? Cordyceps? Virus makes insects into zombies and grows from their brain skulls, controls them, etc. And when it's time, they climb into the highest point they can to find and release the virus back into the air.
Making everybody into a zombie.
Oh, and there's a video there of it. It's actually a deal. All right, yeah. So it's
saying it is true.
It is true. It's
all real.
He's put up a video there from YouTube which tells you all about these cordyceps that attack the... Wow, well, that's interesting. I'm going to watch that later on. That's brilliant. Anyway, scholars have identified Gog of Magog as Cocker, the Vic Cocker. You making this up. You just want me to say Cocker. The servants of the apocalyptic demon in a minor Purana in the minor Purana in Hinduism called Kaki Purara. You're just...
I told you to read it beforehand.
Oh yeah, Kaka, Cocker and Kaki. That's all you want me to say. They have also been identified as representing in Russia as the Mongols, the nations of Europe as the Goths, and the...
So basically, Gog and Magog is in loads of different religions and countries, not just the Bible.
Yeah, but Gog and Magog, wasn't that a kind of Babylonian thing?
Yeah,
Babylonian.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
I mean, it was a big centre of the world, wasn't it? It was where East and West met, and that's where all the trade went on. So, religion would spread from there as well, and it's very easy to think that the gods would spread and take on their own characteristics elsewhere.
I was thinking about like when I was looking at the zombies, I thought, oh, I wonder what like bad people there is in the world.
Yeah.
And that's why.
That's
where that research came from.
Yeah. Okay then, in Islam, both Hadith and the Quran feature numerous clues to the coming apocalypse.
Yeah, because apparently the world's going to end soon.
That's what I'll
when
say.
When the asteroid hits.
Asteroid?
There's a new one. NASA have just spotted it, and it's going to hit the Earth.
Oh, good.
On August the 26th, 2032.
It's going to hit the Earth in 2032?
Well, 1% chance it does.
There's a 1% chance. So it's not going to hit the Earth, is it, really?
Not really.
How can
just try, man. Just get in the mood.
A 1% chance. Actually, I remember last year, was the year before? In fact, no, it was about 4 years ago. There was a... When did that comet come over?
Haley Bob.
No, not Haley Bob. It was the other, not the comet. It was an asteroid. It was going to come very close to the Earth.
2012.
And then it was 2012, right? That's right. It was 2012, and it was going to come very close to the Earth. The very same day before it came past us, a piece of rock hit Russia. A massive piece of rock hit Russia. Well, I saw that comet, or rock, or thing coming over. Not the one that hit the Earth, but the other one. That's not really very interesting, is it? Okay, one of the major clues in the Quran is the arrival of an animal so hairy that you can't tell if it's coming or going. Its appearance coincides with a large number of Muslims who have turned away from Islam, and this animal will beckon them back to Islam. So that's how you'll be able to tell Armageddon's coming.
Yeah.
When this animal beckons people back to Islam.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Well, it's interesting though that Gog and Magog, they're like in the Bible and in Hinduism and all those other religions. So they all say the same thing. You know, you have to look for all this bad stuff before.
Yeah, I mean, they're so related to each other. I mean, the Bible itself, it's Babylonian.
Mhm.
I mean, the story about Noah, it's Babylonian. It was Gilgamesh, wasn't it? Is that right? I think it's correct.
Mhm.
Elizabeth Bathory, Countess Dracula. Ooh, there was a
Ooh,
Countess
there
Dracula.
was.
She believed blood on her skin made her feel better, so she killed approximately 650 girls. She forced them to eat their own flesh while she drank and bathed in their blood.
Mhm.
That sounds a bit more exciting than Vlad the Impaler. Sounds a bit more vampire-y anyway.
Vampiress.
Yeah, but in saying that, she may have been right.
Mhm.
Now, I'm not saying bathing in somebody's blood is going to make you younger, but scientists have said that if you have a blood transfusion now, and they've done blood transfusions for years, but they haven't known if they've been given young blood or old blood to people. But they've discovered that if you give young blood to people,
Mhm.
they start to get younger. Now, I think they've done this to animals, mind. I don't think they've done this to people. I think they've done the experiment on animals, but they've proven that they start to become younger if you give them a constant transfusion of younger blood. That is interesting, because it does mean that there's something in the blood, you know, if you're getting transported
Yeah.
younger cells or whatever within that blood. What we got here?
I'm watching a Karate Cow.
Oh, Karate Cow. So Davy Scopey Patterson
It's
has
an
put
attack cow.
have a look on our Night Owls page, and you'll see Davy Scopey Patterson has put up a video of
The attack cow.
an attack cow. So there you go. I'm gonna say cows are quite funny, aren't they? Yeah. So there you go. That is a genuine attack cow. It's a man being attacked by a cow.
Cool.
Have you ever been attacked by a cow? Let us know. I do know that I went cycling one day, and it was a mate of mine. He wouldn't go over a field because it was full of cows.
Mhm.
So they're so big, I can't do it. That's just so big. Anyway, Godfrey of Bouillon, a knight who was the leader of the First Crusade, he was determined to avenge the blood of Jesus on the Jewish people. In 1099, he and his army arrived in Jerusalem. They charged into the city and killed anyone who didn't leave the city. Godfrey is said to have stripped to his undergarments and walked barefoot through piles of blood that reached up to his ankles. It is possible that 70,000 Muslims alone were killed there. He died from plague in July 1100. His goal was complete. It wasn't complete because he wanted to go there to kill Jews. And there was no Jews in Jerusalem in that time. It was all Muslims.
Which is what they're still doing, like 1,000 years later.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you think about it, it was all Muslims then in Jerusalem. That's just a fact.
Sorry.
Shell is still watching the video of the cow. Oh dear. Yeah, you've definitely got to watch that. Anyway,
Show the kids.
he's punching him in the udders. Oh dear me. And he's biting his udders. Very good. Anyway, you.
So I'm not turning it off because it's distracting you.
Yeah, go on, switch that up. That's interesting, isn't it? There you go. But yeah, I mean, like, you've got over there now. I mean, the British Empire moved loads of Jews back in there and created Israel, which is how you've got all the troubles today. I'm starting to sound like him off the telly. I can't remember his name. That fool.
Oh, from CNN.
No.
I was going to say.
No. I don't sound that bad. Things you're never told before being a parent. Okay? Babies' heads are magnetically attracted to doorways. Yeah?
And corners of tables.
Corners of tables. I remember our young'un, our eldest one, Jacob, he's 19 now. But he used to have corners of tables for him, wasn't
Every
it?
table, no matter where we went.
In fact, we had a house.
Even a bookshop.
Yeah, oh goodness me,
No,
yes.
that was the middle one. Middle one was the corner of the bookshop.
Was it? Yes, it was.
It was.
But the eldest one, our whole house, every point of a table was covered with one of those round things, wasn't it? But every time we went to somebody else's house, he would insist that he would bang his head on the corner of their table, and it would just be blood everywhere. Oh, goodness gracious me! When you desperately need a second to yourself. So obviously when you've got kids, you don't get a second to yourself. So when you desperately need a second to yourself, ask your kid to bring you something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you know they'll not
Or
come back.
Can you help us? And then they'll just disappear.
They'll disappear. That's actually really good advice. Always think twice before offering anyone a lift in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Car.
Why is that?
Because there's bits of food and everything all over the back, and
Oh, right, I see what that means. So if you've got
it's
kids,
just so messy, man.
if you've got kids,
Empty sweet packets.
yeah, that's true. If you've got kids, and we
Sit down on
obviously have
bits of
three.
chocolate, and you don't know what they're going to stand up and
Well,
look at.
sometimes I give people a lift home from work, and we've got a car to get in the car, and I think we should look at that. There's Coke cans down there. There's crisp packets. There's sweetie papers. And they what can you do?
That's just your side.
Oh, cheeky get. Aye, but it's true. But do you know what it is? We've got an old S-Reg car. It's an old S-Reg Astra, isn't it? We paid £350 for it. And to be honest with you, it gets the abuse it gets from the kids. I wouldn't
But
get
that's
it.
why we've got an old car.
That's why we've got an old knackered car. If anybody scratches the car, we're not bothered. If anybody crashes the car and it gets a dent, we're not bothered. Because it just paid next to note for it. Although I would like a posher car.
Not until the kids have left home.
Really, I like a Zafira.
Wait till the kids have
I
left
reckon
home.
I could get one cheap enough.
And then we're going to get a Scooby-Doo wagon.
Or a Volvo. I fancy a Volvo.
Scooby-Doo.
I would like a Scooby-Doo wagon. I'd like one where you could put beds in the back.
Mhm.
I tell you what, when the kids have all left home, you and me are going to get ourselves a camper van and just nick off.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell them we're going.
We're going to move and not tell the kids.
Ooh. If you get yourself a camper van, we could just go off to Scotland, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, and off we would go. And we could, and when we buy with dinner, we'd just buy it for ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, we won't have to get the kids some. We took the kids for we said to them, every day we take the kids out, we say, well, tell you what, we'll take you for an ice cream at Wetherspoons.
Mhm.
And what happens? We go into Wetherspoons, and we go, the kids will get the menu and they say, well, we're having an ice cream. It's like, yes, we are. It says, well, for my main course, I would like to have ham and eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And we won't be tired if we don't get them it. And now where we're up to. At some point, your kid will say something in public that hugely embarrasses you.
Mm-hmm. That happened to me today.
Actually, today did it. What happened?
We're in a nice cafe in Whitley Bay,
Uh-huh.
and Harrison and John Luke just started shouting poo
In the cafe.
in the cafe for no reason.
They just started shouting poo.
Just poo, poo. And my mum says, why do you always have to embarrass me when we're out?
Yeah.
And Harrison's response was, because that's what I was born to do.
Oh. Yeah, I think he was born
He
to
was
do that.
actually,
He
yeah.
was actually born to do that because he does extremely well.
Yeah.
So which cafe were you in?
Normally pay we are upstairs. Whitley Bay.
Oh, it's like an Italian cafe, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's a really good one, actually. It is at the Spanish City, and it's oh, how can I describe it? Well, you can't miss it because there's only one Italian
It's opposite
cafe
the
there.
Berkeley.
Yeah, if you've got kids, here you are. If you've got kids and you want to have a great time, just you and the wife, go to this. It's at the Spanish City. It's in Italians. You can sit on the ground floor, get yourself some food, but upstairs it's all soft play. Send the kids upstairs to play in the soft play. You'll not see them again, and you can have a lovely quiet time with the wife.
Mm-hmm. We had a lovely
Champion.
coffee. It was nice.
Yeah,
No kids, just a nice coffee until they came down and started.
it started like, then they started saying poo
And
to
so
try and
left.
embarrass you.
Yeah, that's
You've
when
got
we
to
came home.
leave when it's like that. Oh, it's awful when they start like that, man. Why did I have to say poo? What is it?
Could be worse.
Well, it could be. Yeah, it's just the fact that they use that word. What did they do it deliberately to embarrass you, like?
Yeah, they just sat there. Well, you know what Harrison's like.
Yeah.
Just sat there. And then he pulled his top up and started doing his belly.
Well, he did that for last week on Night Owls, didn't he? He started
Yeah.
doing his belly slaps. Yeah. Oh well
Get
then.
his belly to talk to everybody as he was sitting there.
Anyway, shall we see if we've had any donations yet? Come on, let's refresh that page. Of course, we're getting donations for Cash for Kids, Great North Run and the 10-mile Jelly Road Race. A total of 23.5 miles that I will be running in the next few weeks or so. I'll not be doing it this weekend because I'm doing the Great North Bike Ride for the Chris Lucas Trust, which is a cancer charity for kids as well. But for the Great North Run and the Jelly Road Race, we will be doing the for Cash for Kids, doing those two for Cash for Kids.
23 miles, is that like a marathon?
No, it's not quite a marathon. It'll be 26 miles for a marathon. Yeah, couldn't be bothered with that.
Oh,
Oh, is that not refreshing for you?
It is.
It is, very slowly. Oh, right, let's have a look then.
I've got something running in the background, I can hear it.
Yeah, it does sound like it's something.
But there's a spider just crawled inside the keyboard, I watched it. There's a spider running around the doctor.
Alright, that's okay then. Let's have a look then. So I'm just refreshing that page now. Yeah, we're still on £20, but that's still fine. At least it's something. We have raised something this week as well. We've got 2 minutes left of the show. So here we are. Don't tell your child. No, don't let your child. Don't let your child fall asleep within 5 minutes of getting home, or they'll be up for hours.
You see, when we had our first one, you always think, oh, we need some time to ourselves. So you put them in the car and you go for a drive.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, that's been lovely, you know, nice and quiet, and then you get home, and then they're up all night.
Aye, that's
you
true.
just don't learn.
Yeah.
Until after your first child,
That's
all of
true.
these stuff.
Yeah. If you tell your kids that foods like broccoli and Brussels sprouts will make them fart, they'll suddenly want to eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I can think of no better way to get your kids to eat greens than to tell them that they'll make them fart, make a stink. I mean, you can tell them it's good for them. Make them say it'll make them strong.
Stuff or not,
No, it'll make it strong like Popeye.
Stuff.
Yeah, make it strong like Popeye. That's what I was always told. I didn't want to be like Popeye. I want to be like Spider-Man.
What fault?
The Spider-Man fart.
No, that's what we're talking about.
Oh yeah.
Oh, could you imagine that inside his suit? Oh.
Oh, your kid will always snitch on you to the other parent. Yeah. I don't know.
We've not had no problems.
I suppose they will if you're divorced.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're divorced, they will. Otherwise, like if you're married and you see each other all the time, you're like, don't you little get you to bed. Stop snitching. Gaining weight is a whole lot easier when you have kids. No, not true.
What? Sorry.
It says gaining weight. Oh no, hang on. Gaining weight is a whole lot easier. Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, should I tell you why? Because you've got to cook for them. So when you're cooking for them, you're cooking for yourself as well. Now when they leave home, you don't have to cook for them, so you're less likely to cook for yourself. We get into a routine where you've got to make them their tea.
Nah, because before we had the kids, Alex, we had takeaways all the time.
Oh, right. Aye. Oh, God, we did, didn't we? Now,
we were skinnier, though.
We weren't. Well, no, we were, but we'd just been married. I was 21. And we started eating takeaways all the time. But I tell you, it was within a couple of years. I was 14 stone. I put the weight right on.
Aye, but we did have kids, though.
Ah, well, that's true. That's true enough. Anyway, what time is it? We're coming very quickly to the end of the show. My goodness me, I'll be going to bed. I'll tell you that now. Aye, right, we've had a fantastic night tonight anyway. And we've had a bit banter with everybody on the Night Owl show, and we found out a little bit about Caroline Chisholm. Goodness me. 3 men at once. And let's tell you, she satisfied them all. Here we go then. Right then, where's me music gone? Oh man. Do you know what it is? I'm going to have to get more organised. It's one of these desktops. It's one of these desktops that's just covered in rubbish, so you can't find the exact icon that you want. But never mind. Anyway, everyone, I would like to thank you. I would like to thank you all for joining us tonight. And, hang on, let's get that on. That's better. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us tonight. We've really enjoyed the show. We've enjoyed the banter with everyone as well. We'd like to thank Nell Baxter, is it Davy Scopey Patterson? Who else we had on? We've of course had Caroline Chisholm and her 3 men. Who else we had on tonight then? We've had a few people, haven't we?
Stu's been and his wife's been listening again.
Oh, Stu and his wife. That's the Warriors. Hello to the Warriors. It's great to know you've been listening to it tonight. We love the Warriors. Now then, who else we got? Who else has been listening? Who we got on? Is that Christina Mary Charlton? Christina Mary Charlton, thanks for listening tonight. Lovely picture they put on there.
Did you know though, Elvis was actually blonde, he wasn't black. His hair.
Elvis was blonde, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he wasn't actually black.
That's interesting. Well, thank you to Caroline, thank you to Davy Scopey Patterson, thank you to Nell Baxter. Nicola Warrior, thank you. And Stu Warrior. And Stu, if you have a look on our page, you can see Stu's beard. That is one hell of a beard, mate. I wish I could grow a beard like that, but mine would be ginger.
It's too stubborn. You can't grow a long beard.
That's true. Oh well. Who else did we have on? We did have somebody else that we mentioned as well. Alison Irving. Thank you, Alison, for all your contributions over there in South Shields. Also, everybody who's been listening tonight, thank you for listening. We'll be able to tell you tomorrow exactly how many of you have been listening as well. If you can, make a donation to Cash for Kids through our website, and we'd really appreciate it. We will be back next week at 10 o'clock. We'll be on from 10 till 12. Please tune in then, and we'd love to listen to you. If you want to phone in, just text us, just email us your telephone number, and we'd love to have you on the show. And you can entertain everybody. You can tell us jokes, you can tell us your funny stories, you can even sing us a song. We're not bothered. Just give us some of your funny facts as well. That would be great. Anyway, we will end the show now. So we will see you again next week. Keep tuned in and keep checking up on the Night Owls page.
That's all, folks.
See you now.